So we're out here at Hollywood Kia. Jevon Holland is with us. Let me talk a little bit of Dolphins here. The season's over. You guys end 11-6. So do you have overall thoughts on the season and your particular performance? Could you give yourself a letter grade for the regular season?
I would like to, but, I mean, I didn't really finish the season.
Incomplete.
You know? Yeah, I mean, I was battling injury, and it didn't really end the way I wanted to. So it's kind of tough for me to give a synopsis on the conclusion of the season when I'm in a place where I couldn't affect it or I couldn't, at least contribute in any manner. So it's difficult for me to be able to do that. But based on my performance, I mean, in the weeks that I did play, I give it like a B+.
I think you were on the road to the Pro Bowl if you had stayed healthy. You were having a Pro Bowl season.
I mean, I would like to think so. But, who knows what could have happened. So I give it a B+. I mean, there were many things that I wished I could have capitalized on that I didn't. And so, I got things to work on in the offseason leading up to next year that I can improve on. But the season overall as a team, I mean, 11-6 is a good record, but we definitely left games out there on the field that we could have won. Which was upsetting. But it helped us, come together as a team more and then continue to build into this playoff run. So, and plus battling injury is like always crazy. And every team gets it. Every team gets the injury bug. But getting it so late and then it affecting like a lot of your starters on both offense and defense and having to jump through hoops with personnel-wise and packages at, random times. So it was difficult for sure. And I'm definitely think that it put a little bit of strain on our ability to go out there and compete. But, you line up with the same 60 minutes as the other team, so you got to go out there and capitalize.
Bro, do you recognize how good you are? Because, like, that whole answer, I understand what you were saying, but, like, you were the top-rated safety and all that stuff for
most of the season,
months and months and months of the season, and then now, like, you got injured and the Pro Bowls are going to come. You never made the Pro Bowl in your best season. You always make it after you make your name. But do you recognize what you did to this league? Like, you recognize that – I was watching Hard Knocks the other night, and some other random coach came up to you and was like, "You're one of the best in the league." Like, I think it might have been some coach or plays for the coach for the Ravens, and was like, "Bro, you're one of the best in the league." Do you recognize that? And how does that affect you? Because I've never felt that. Nobody ever came to me like, "Hey, you're the best linebacker in the league." They were like, you luckily made it in the starting lineup." But do you recognize, like, bro, like people respect you?
I think that recognition kind of slips away because we're always so focused on, like, what we did wrong and how we can improve what we did wrong. And everybody's always saying, like, stay humble and, you don't really let the encouragement get your head too big. I find myself kind of taking a step back sometimes and really thinking about what I've done and where I've come. And I do recognize, I was playing at a high level, and I think personally that I am one of the best safeties in the league. And now other people are starting to recognize that. But it's kind of difficult to really accept the encouragement and the praise in the moment because I'm just so accustomed to focusing on how I can improve based on what I didn't do right, instead of really realizing that I've come a long way, and it's not necessarily me having to stay quiet and be humble, but recognize my ability and what I can do and being confident in that and recognizing that in myself and being proud of myself for being able to go out there and perform at a high level.
On Saturday night, it's going to be very cold. Maybe the coldest game in Dolphins history, yep. Some have been reporting. Depends on what the temperature is. What's the coldest weather you've ever played in? And do you think you're going to be able to play Saturday night?
The coldest weather I've ever played in, I think, was last year, Buffalo game. I moved out of Canada before I played any actual game. So Buffalo game last year in the snow was probably the coldest. And then Saturday night is like day by day still. So I'm not going to comment on any of the, specifics, but I'm optimistic, and I'm hoping to play. So, yeah.
And paying Patrick again, it was the fourth quarter. Y'all were driving to win. What was it? Down by 7.
Yep.
And all that. Does that, I don't want to say encouragement, but like knowing that this AFC powerhouse is sitting in front of you, and really you're the underdog, to be honest.
Yeah.
And just knowing how close it was, what encouragement does that give you, knowing that, hey, we just got to make one more play, one more first down, one more stop, one more this, and we can continue to move on in the playoffs?
It's a lot of encouragement, especially if you have a team that you played before and lost to, because you review your losses at a very high detail manner. So, like, looking back at the Kansas City game, seeing what we didn't do right and what we could do right next time in our game plan with that is very encouraging going into this game, knowing that we were in that position before and we just needed to make one more stop. We just needed to make one more play, like you said, and everybody on the defense is motivated to go out there and do that for sure.
What was the mood of the team now that you're, what's today, Tuesday? So a couple days removed from the loss on Sunday night. Because everything I read from the beat writers was that locker room was silent on Sunday night, understandably so. What's the mood of the team now on Tuesday?
Everybody's in the 0-0 mentality. I mean, it's a playoff, so it's a 1 week schedule. You win or go home. And so now you just got to just let them hang and play free, to be honest, because anything else you're just gonna play with regret. And looking back on it, if you're like tense and worried about if you can make a play or not, you go out there and mess up, then you're just gonna keep thinking about it during the whole offseason. So, yeah, it's really like just let loose, go out there, play confident, have fun, and play 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and like you're saying, the approach to it, it was like, is it almost like the hell with it, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we lose. Right. Going home, we win. Like, that's the approach that the one time I made it, and, pat myself on the back. The last time we did go to the playoffs and was 2008, the last time we won the division.
Right.
So everybody kept talking about that, so I started thinking about it. But going into that Ravens game where Ed Reed stole our soul, being a safety, I think you appreciate Ed Reed. He had 3 interceptions, ran one back for a touchdown. Yeah, like Ed Reed stole our soul. But the last time we won the division was 2008. And then going into that playoff run, it was like there's no pressure because we just have to go.
We just got to play.
Win or lose.
Right.
Like at this point, there's no pressure because if you don't win, you know what's happening. If you win, you know what's happening.
Yeah, like you win, you go, you move on. And more bet in your pocket. You lose, you to the crib, man. Hey, it is what it is. Book your flights. So, yeah, it's just like a level of just kind of weight off your shoulders. Like, I don't got nothing else to worry about. All I got to do is just play hard. And nothing's guaranteed, only one game, so I might as well go leave it out there on the field.
Yeah.
Let me give the regular season Jevon Holland awards here. Jevon Holland says the funniest person on the team is?
I say Duke Riley.
Duke Riley.
I met Duke Riley last night at the event we were at.
Yeah.
Duke has a
funny?
personality on him. He's an extremely funny dude. I never met him before. I watched him play, and I knew his name.
He's got a look.
I saw his look.
Yeah.
But I talked with him last night, and he can hold, as you know, he can hold the crowd. And that was pretty cool for me to see one of these young dudes hold the crowd.
Yeah.
Person who thinks they're really funny on the team, but they are not.
Raekwon Davis.
Raekwon Davis.
Raekwon Davis.
Just firing off one-liners, but they fall flat.
I'm not going to go into it, but
All
Raekwon,
right.
If you hear this, you're not funny.
All right.
I met Raekwon Davis last night.
Not funny?
I think he was trying to be, but
I have a friend.
Very serious conversation.
Lives in L.A. I literally call him Unfunny Lewis. He's just not funny. Thinks he is the funniest guy on the planet. You've met him.
Yes.
Dude's not funny.
Just not. Some people just don't got it. And they try to, and they just are not funny. And it kind of hurts, like, to hear them try to make jokes. It's like, dude.
Your best friend on the team.
They cut him. Verone. But he's not on the team no more. Now I say Brandon or Nick. Yeah. Nick
I would say it's not me, but it was a part of the maturation of being a ball player was my wife now, girlfriend at the time, met Jason Taylor's wife. And they had like this Miami Dolphin wife's, girlfriend, wife, whatever, significant other dinner. And at the end, she came up and told my wife, she was like, hey, Channing's a good player. He's going to be on the team for a while. Don't get comfortable. Don't become friends with a lot of these people because a lot of them are not going to be here in weeks. Mm-hmm. And my wife, we're both young, 24 years old, laughing and giggling. And 2 weeks later, camp ended, and like 4 or 5 of the ladies she met, one's in Seattle, one's in Washington, one's in Dallas. Yep. And she was like, oh, Mom, my friends are gone. And I was like, oh, my friends are gone too. Like, I love Donnie. I love these guys, and they're gone. So, to that question, Hawk, like, it is what the league is.
Yeah, man. It's tough. Like, my rookie year, our rookie class, Jared Dokes, he's on the Texans, Trill Williams, J-Dub, JP, Andrew, Jalen Askew. Like, these are like my dogs. Like me and GD lived in the same, and Jared lived in the same apartment complex. Like we're kicking it, me and Trill, and both of them are not on the team no more. You know what I mean? So it's just
the reality of the business.
It's the way the game goes. Eric Rowe, he's on the Steelers. That was my dog. Not on the team no more. Verone, like me and Verone been best friends since college. Not on the team no more. He's on the Cardinals.
We have the drop where when I got here, bro, it was we had 3-4. So the 4 linebackers were Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Junior Seau, and myself.
That's a hell of a group.
3 Hall of Famers and my little goofy ass. And they cut, was it Junior first, then they cut Jason or sent him to the Jets, then they cut Zach. And at that point, it was like in my 3rd year, I was like, they're going to cut my ass sooner or later because if they can cut these guys, my ass is grass.
At some point, they're going to replace you. They're going to find somebody to replace you. You just got to be on your toes when they do.
Yeah.
Opposing player you feel like you had the roughest time against this season?
Specifically, the one that frustrated me the most was Gabe Davis in the first game in the run game. Not because he was getting the upper hand, but we were just battling in the run game. Like he was a point of attack blocker, and I was the rotated down safety, so we were always going at it. It was a good game, and I enjoyed like going against him. We talked about it after, but I was the emphasis in the run game, and that one was like giving me the most frustration. He kept holding me, like bear hugging me. I would like extend my arms. He's like grabbing my shoulder pads, and then I like tear off, and he's like still holding me, swing me around. I'm like, ref, like I'm doing the fucking whirly bird on the field right now. Like, come on, man. So that was
favorite road city that you traveled to?
Philly. Philly was dope. Got up in the morning because it was a night game. Got up in the morning, went out with Verone and Deshaun, got some breakfast, real cool. I enjoyed the game. It was cool. I enjoyed the game, even though I ended up getting knocked out by David. That was a crazy ending, but it was cool. I was in the zone. That game. Like before I got injured, I just felt like super locked in, and then that like pulled me right out of it. But
did you get a cheesesteak?
Nah, we went to some Mexican restaurant. It was good.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
So it was like at Epcot.
Yeah,
I was thinking, they had the game in Germany this year. They should just have it at Epcot. I mean, you could have a game in like 19 different countries. Yeah. Have all the teams come there, and now you're a worldwide brand.
It was the NBA bubble season.
Yeah,
they were everywhere in the world.
Best thing to come out of the Pick 6 from national TV. Was it the TV, or was there just blowing up on media?
98-inch flat screen TV hanging up in my living room right now. Best thing to come out of that for sure.
Best Dolphins beat reporter.
Cameron Wolf.
Cam Wolf.
Is he a beat reporter? Or,
yeah.
Cam
yeah.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Or Daniel.
NFL Network.
Yeah.
We fool with Cam.
Yeah,
we do fool with Cam. Yeah.
Cam's a good, slick.
Anyone on the Dolphins media beat that you would like to call out as the worst?
Nah. Nobody has the worst.
Joe Shad?
Our media,
Adam Beasley?
Nah.
All right, just checking.
My media team knows who I'm talking about, though. But nobody specifically.
Al Habib?
Nah, they're all cool.
All right. Anyone you want to call out, Crowder?
I don't know. Does David J. Neal still have his belly button out in his shirts?
David J. Neal doesn't cover the Dolphins.
He doesn't cover the Dolphins anymore. We had a dude that used to wear shirts and have his whole navel out.
David J. Neal.
Why?
I don't know. He wore dashikis.
David J. Neal, black reporter, covered the hockey team for a while in a dashiki. He listens to the show nonstop, nonstop.
Yeah.
He's not your ace.
Well, he's my
You're constantly, he pokes at him constantly and then thinks he has a get-out-of-jail-free card by going, that's guy my ace.
You my dude, big homie. You call somebody big homie, that's your dude.
That's wrong, man. That's wrong.
All right, there you go. Jevon Holland, another fruitful Tuesday here at Hollywood Kia. Appreciate your time. Good luck on Saturday night. Obviously, we're joking and goofing, but we know you're locked in. We know the team is locked in. Ain't going to be easy on Sunday night in the cold against a really good team. Patrick Mahomes, I think I read, 11-2 in the playoffs at home.
Yeah.
So, obviously, no easy task ahead of you, but we hope you're out there, and hope you guys come back with a dub.
Yes, sir.
There you
Appreciate
go.
it, guys.
Jevon Holland, we're at Hollywood Kia, corner of Pembroke Road and State Road 7, a windy Tuesday. Take a break and come back with more.